Netflix has released its trailer for The Crown Season 5. And now the so-called carnival of so-called experts who are loyal to Charles are right now in a rampage. One called Robert Jobson, who I told you is someone loyal to Charles, a good friend of Charles, posted a message on Twitter saying this: how can Harry and Meghan carry on with this Netflix deal? There are many who believe this fiction is fact. It will cause untold damage to our king and queen consort around the world early in his reign. Are Harry and Meghan really that hard up? Come of age, show some loyalty to your country. Ditch your Netflix deals, says Robert Jobson. When has the royal family ever shown any sense, any form of loyalty to Prince Harry? When has that ever happened? I'll tell you when. Never. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever has the royal family ever shown an ounce of respect towards Prince Harry. And now to call for Prince Harry to cancel his deal just because of Netflix The Crown. The Crown was there long before, Prince Harry stepped down as a senior member of the royal family. Now, my family, I'm going to tell you why they are so afraid. I'll tell you why they're so afraid. Someone called Anna on Twitter perfectly answered why the so-called carnival of so-called experts and even the courtiers are so afraid of Netflix The Crown. First of all, it will depict the situations that led to Charles and Diana separating. The world will once again be reminded exactly the pain, the horrors, the suffering that Diana herself was put through by none other than Charles himself. And that is something even the palace itself is concerned about, hugely concerned about. And my family, I'm going to tell you just how concerned they are. In last season of The Crown, it showed how cruel Charles was towards Diana. It made people have so much outrage towards Charles to the point that even Clarence House itself, its Twitter page, had to shut off comments because of the insults that they were getting because of how The Crown depicted Charles, how he treated Diana. And the reality is, Charles treated Diana so poorly, so abhorringly. He mistreated Diana. He treated her so badly to the point that eventually we all know how the story ended. Diana died in a tragic car accident after being chased by paparazzi to her death. And Prince Harry himself spoke about this, saying that those paparazzi, instead of helping her, they were taking pictures of her at the back of the car while she was dying. Prince Harry was told that she was very much alive even after that accident. But instead of those paparazzi that were chasing her to help her, instead they took photos, then fled the scene. To which Prince Harry said that those photos ended up on the front desks of the UK tabloid press. And that's something that pains Prince Harry so much inside of his heart. And someone called Anna on Twitter said this. This is what she said: the only reason the palace and their sycophants are so worked up about this series of The Crown Netflix is because it's going to focus on the briefing and media tactics the palace used to tear Princess Diana apart. And naturally, people will draw comparisons to Meghan Markle, to how they are currently treating Meghan Markle. Remember, the practices do not change. The strategy of ruining the women who marry into the farm and have been rejected by the farm, the strategy, it never changes. They don't change the strategy. They don't change it. And the farm is afraid because people will see and draw comparisons to exactly just how the farm is currently treating Prince Harry and Meghan. And this tabloid press, the likes of Robert Jobson, have been waging a hate campaign against Prince Harry and Meghan. And even they know what will happen after people see the crown. After people will see it, they'll see how the institution, how the farm treated the late Princess Diana to the point of her death. They'll see how she was treated. And they will draw the same comparisons to how currently the UK press are doing everything in their power to try and destroy and ruin Prince Harry and Meghan's reputation. The hounding, the harassment, the insults, the bullying, they will draw comparisons. And therefore, even increasing the support base of Prince Harry and Meghan. Something the UK press, people like Robert Jobson, don't want. Something the farm doesn't want. Remember, the farm cares about optics. That is what they care about. They care about how they are viewed by the public, how they appear. That is what they care about. Meghan spoke about it in the Can magazine article, whereby after the nursery in which her son was sleeping had, caught a fire broke out in that nursery. The palace sent them out to another engagement, even after parents almost lost their child. They sent them out for another engagement, not caring about Harry and Meghan's feelings. They didn't care one bit. Harry and Meghan moved out of that place that they were staying and went over to another place. That's just how much the environment that Harry and Meghan were living in, and even their son Archie, a child, a baby was living in, was so dangerous. And now to see all of that and seeing Charles right now wanting to change the convention to deprive Archie and Lilibet Diana of the prince and princess titles. I mean, they are prince and princess already. However, as Meghan said in the Oprah interview, what they're doing right now is that they're trying to change those conventions. Because we've already been told a couple of things that Charles is seeing, thinking about it. But I'll talk about that later. My focus was on Netflix. You've seen just how the royal family has treated Prince Harry and Meghan's own children. How they are treating them right now as we speak. They care so much about optics. Optics that they sent out, back then when Archie's nursery caught a fire. They sent out Meghan and Harry to another engagement. To which Meghan said in the Can magazine article that they only care about how it looks, how they appear, the optics. That is what the farm cares about. And they're angry at, Netflix. Because even when that, last season played out about how Charles was so cruel to Diana, even the palace, even government officials were telling Netflix to have a disclaimer that this is fiction. Tell people that this is fiction. Listen, Harry himself said this. Of course it's fiction, but it's fiction, loosely based on some truth. It has some truth in it. So it is fiction, but fiction loosely based on the truth. Prince Harry said that himself in an interview with James Corden. He said that himself. But yet the government, the palace, was calling, demanding that Netflix has a disclaimer, puts a disclaimer, because Charles got some backlash. Because they had to close off their social media comment section because of what the public saw, just how Charles treated the late Princess Diana. People were reminded about how Charles and Camilla, both of them, how they worked hand in hand. to make Diana suffer, to destroy Diana. They wanted to break Diana's spirit. That is what they wanted to do. And they've been trying to silence Diana ever since she did that Panorama interview. For a long, long time, they have tried to do it. And one thing I can say, no matter what step the palace takes, even the BBC itself said that it will never air the Panorama interview ever again for the BBC. That is what the BBC said. And it goes to show the power of the palace to silence Diana's voice. But Diana shall never be silenced. And even Meghan and Harry also will not be silenced. So I'm looking forward to season 5 of The Crown on Netflix. I am looking highly forward to season 5 of The Crown on Netflix. That Camilla and Charles are dreading so much of how they will be covered, of how they shall be viewed. Now they're sending out their minions, Robert Jobson, a so-called carnival or so-called expert, to go ahead and demand that Harry and Meghan cancel their Netflix deals. Yet every single day, the same Robert Jobson, the same so-called carnival or so-called experts like Robert Jobson are the ones spewing negativity, negative insults towards Prince Harry and Meghan. Yet, apparently, Harry and Meghan should show loyalty to a family that has never shown them any form of loyalty. That time and time again, even during the period of the Queen's mourning and funeral, they have done everything in their power to tell the UK press, look how we humiliated Prince Harry right now. Look what we did. We sent Harry an invitation, but guess what? We rescinded it. We rescinded the invitation. They've been doing everything in their power to tell the UK press, tell the world just how they have been humiliating Prince Harry, instead of actually mourning and honoring the life and legacy of the Queen that they say they respected, they admired. That time was spent on doing everything in their power to humiliate Prince Harry. That is what the palace did. So my family, no one, and I mean no one, should ever silence Harry and Meghan's voice. Harry and Meghan should speak up and speak out. Harry and Meghan should partner up with organizations like Netflix, Spotify, because they have 2 kids to put food on their table. Kids who even the farm itself has rejected. Not just Meghan, but also Prince Harry and Meghan's kids. To this day, I can confirm to all of you that despite the fact that Archie and Lilibet Diana are both prince and princess, to this day, the palace has not changed its website to call Archie and Lilibet Diana prince and princess. However, it has changed William's, names, new styling, how he's styled, new title to the Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales, referring to Prince William and Kate Middleton. But however, they couldn't find time to refer to Archie by their rightful styling of prince and princess. But yet, guess what? Harry should show loyalty. Ditch a deal that enables Harry and Meghan to put a roof over their heads, to provide food, to put food on the table for Archie and for Lilibet Diana. And as I've said before, some of the so-called carnival or so-called experts, like even Tina Brown, have been so vocal in calling for Prince Harry to ditch Netflix, Spotify, and come back to the arrangement that they mocked Harry for. The arrangement that made it clear that the only way Harry and Meghan could earn or receive money is if they were given by Charles and now William. They would have to borrow William and Charles' money. That is the arrangement they want Harry to come back to. The people who have shown Prince Harry and Meghan so much disrespect are the people, the UK press, want Harry and Meghan to go there and beg them for money, to come back to that arrangement whereby Harry has to ask for money from Charles or William. That is what they want. But that will never, ever happen. You sign a contract with Netflix, you sign a contract with Spotify, but yet you have some people who want you to come back to beg for money from Charles and William, demanding that you scrap and fail to honor your contracts that you've signed to enable you to put food on the table for your wife and kids, to come back and beg for money from people who have never shown you any form of respect or dignity. People who have done everything in their power to humiliate you. That is what they want Harry to do. That just ain't gonna happen. That just ain't gonna happen. These people, never. These people like Robert Jobson, what they've done to Meghan, the insults, the bullying, the lies they keep on telling about Prince Harry and Meghan. People, the members of the royal family that have an invisible contract with the UK press, that Camilla goes out for dinners or festivals attended by Rothmere. And we can see pictures of her doing that. We have the evidence. But somehow, Prince Harry and Meghan should ditch a deal that enables them to put food on the table for their family, a roof over their heads, from people like Charles, who never took his phone call at his time of desperation. When he needed Charles' help, he wouldn't even take his phone calls, but somehow Prince Harry and Meghan should give up their deals because somehow Netflix The Crown makes Charles look bad. Okay, let me ask for something myself. Why doesn't Charles ditch working with the Daily Mail? Ditch leaking stories about Prince Harry and Meghan to the Daily Mail? Why doesn't Charles, first of all, fire the deputy editor of the Mail that he hired on his team? Why doesn't he do that to show loyalty to Prince Harry and Meghan? Oh wait, apparently only people who have caused Harry and Meghan so much pain are the only ones who are owed loyalty. But Harry and Meghan, who've been shown blatant disrespect, humiliation, insults, abuse by the bullies in the farm, they don't deserve, to be shown loyalty. That's how I'm reading it. That's how I'm reading it, my family. Why doesn't Charles, Camilla, cut off any associations with the owner of the Daily Mail, Rothmere, or Rupert Murdoch, the owner of The Sun or The Times? Why don't they cut off associations with them? They can't. They can't because the firm is deeply in bed with the UK press and they're using them to incite hate against Harry and Meghan. From what James O'Brien said in his LBC podcast, Prince Harry knows, Prince Harry is fully aware that his own family, his extended family, Charles, William, can do something to stop the abuse that he and Meghan face. But they've chosen not to. Why? Because the UK press are firmly gazed on Harry and Meghan, firmly gazed on going after Meghan, the biracial black woman who fell in love with a white prince. They're more focused on them. So Prince William and Charles are like, okay, they're only after Meghan, so let them keep on going after Meghan. Let them keep ignoring us. Let them keep ignoring our affairs with other individuals like Rose Hanbury, alleged affairs with Rose Hanbury. Let them keep ignoring that. But let them keep focusing on Meghan, on harassing, bullying. That is what Charles has done to Prince Harry. Charles and William, from the LBC podcast of James O'Brien, Prince Harry knows that they could have done something to stop the abuse of Meghan, the harassment, but the firm did not do anything. They are complicit in the abuse of Meghan. As Meghan said in the Oprah interview, I can't imagine how they would expect us to be quiet when we know the active role the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods against my husband, Prince Harry, and I. They know. Prince Harry and Meghan, they know. They're smart people and they know. They know what they're up against day in, day out. Time and time again, Harry and Meghan only want to live in peace. Only want to be able to work to provide for their kids, Archie and Lipitana, to put a roof over their heads, so don't have to sell their kids to the UK press to get good press, like what other members of the royal family have done. Be on the opposite side of the moral spectrum. Harry and Meghan have refused that, and because of refusing that, they've been labeled woke, like it's an insult. Woke is not an insult. Woke is a good thing. Better be woke than be asleep while they take away your rights. Your rights to human dignity fully taken away. Because the fact is, there have been many human rights violations that Meghan has endured, put through by the royal cult that calls itself family. So, as I end this podcast, I can't wait for The Crown to air. I think it's going to be absolutely remarkable. It is going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait for The Crown on Netflix to air. And my family, the thing is, I cannot post, a video because Netflix is strict with its content. Even just a bit, showing a clip of it, you get a copyright claim already. Doesn't matter what you do. That's how strict they are with the content. And I want to post just a video, an audio of the teaser for season 5 of The Crown. And this is it.
Buckingham Palace is issuing this statement. It is with regret the Prince and Princess of Wales separate.
There's uproar in Britain after Prince Charles bared his soul to the nation, but the Princess of Wales upstaged her husband.
Speaking about her broken marriage, her life.
The Princess of Wales upstaged her husband. That is in the teaser trailer. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't show it even by my phone, because Netflix, The Crown, they are very strict with their content. Very strict. I even hope that this audio that I'm playing for you can even be allowed. And let me continue with this.
And her future.
Allegedly the long-time female friend.
The tapes are filthy and
Palace has
disgusting.
been left shocked and concerned by the
The
astounding.
allegations against the royals are astronomical.
This is becoming
All-out war.
All-out war. Diana versus the farm. No. Forgive me for saying that. It is not Diana versus the farm. It is the farm versus Diana. That was a mistake for me to say, because it is not Diana that waged a war against the royal family. It is the royal family that waged a war against Diana. It is the royal family, the farm, that is waging a war against Prince Harry and Meghan, all because they refuse to put up with abuse and racism and smile in front of the cameras or putting up with it. All because the abused stood up against their abusers. That is why they continue to target Prince Harry and Meghan. All because Diana spoke about how she was treated. She was cast out just because of that. The Queen ordered a divorce right after the Panorama interview. All because Diana spoke about Charles' affairs, how she was treated, the abuse that she's been undergoing at the hands of the palace. All because of that. And someone made a perfect comment to what is happening. As with all the abuses, the only concern that the farm has is the telling of the abuse. I want to repeat that. As with all the abusers, the only concern of the farm is the telling of the abuse. Is the telling of the abuse. Is the telling of the abuse. They are more afraid of their victims speaking up. No wonder when they are so afraid of Harry's memoir, no wonder they are even threatening Meghan, throwing threats towards Meghan, telling her, don't ever write a book. Don't ever write a book. While accepting the so-called carnival or so-called experts who waged a hate campaign against Harry and Meghan, and majority of them have never even met Meghan, them writing books about Meghan. Those bullying Meghan are rewarded with, like yesterday, what I spoke of. How did Prince William and Prince Harry's conversation, WhatsApp conversations, end up in Valentine Law's book? Someone who first broke the story, those fake bogus bullying allegations against Meghan. Those fake bogus bullying allegations against Meghan. How did Harry and William's private WhatsApp conversations end up with Valentine Law? Because the palace is rewarding those that have caused enormous pain to Prince Harry and Meghan. And they're rewarding them by continuing to let them go after Prince Harry and Meghan through bullying, abuse, lies, smears. All in all, Prince Harry and Meghan are expected not to fight back. Time and time again, while the UK press lie about them every single day. And no wonder the UK press are so concerned about Harry's memoir. They're concerned because Harry is speaking up and speaking out. And I can't wait to read Harry's memoir, because that is the truth and nothing but the truth of what Harry and Meghan have both endured at the hands of the farm. It's been cruelty after cruelty. And once again, as with all abusers, the only concern of the farm is that the abusers are telling the story of the abuse they have endured by the farm. Make no mistake, the palace are the ones that are at war with Harry and Meghan. They want to destroy them using any means whatsoever necessary. My family, we are here to support Prince Harry and Meghan, and that shall never ever change. I want to hear your opinion about, Netflix and The Crown season 5, and I want to hear your opinion of every single thing that has happened. Someone said this, that The Crown is so accurate in its depiction of the courtiers network and how insidiously evil they are. Can't wait to see what they did to Diana get exposed. A strong woman does not seek revenge. She moves on and lets karma do her dirty work. Do her dirty work. Someone said that, so glad the dastardly tactics of the UK media and the UK royals will continue to be talked about and revealed in all of its ugliness. Now, if the palace had not pulled Princess Diana's security the same way they pulled Harry and Meghan's, then she wouldn't have gotten into a car and lost her life while being chased by paparazzi. Let me correct that. Diana's passing, the cameras that night did not work. I looked it up. The cameras that night did not work. Listen, I am not a conspiracy theorist, but even I can see a problem. How does the night where Diana passed away, the cameras don't work? The Queen hates Diana. Charles hates Diana. The late Queen hated Diana. Charles hated Diana. Camilla hated Diana. Prince Philip himself, the late Prince Philip, he himself was a man who was, very much accused of racism for making racist comments as slurs. So Diana was in a relationship with someone who was a Muslim and also someone who was not white, as Prince Harry said. And for that, she was chased to her death. There are rumors that Diana was also pregnant with Dodi Fayed's child, although those rumors have never been confirmed. Dodi's father said that Diana had told him that she was pregnant. But then the farm said she wasn't pregnant. So, my family, you make that as you will. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you think about that for a second. How does, on the night Diana passes away, the cameras don't work in Paris? On that bridge. How? How? You have the UK press, before Meghan does the Oprah interview, talking about a car crash interviews. They did that. They did that. Writing articles about saying, calling it a car crash interview. Diana died of her car crash. Those are not, articles they write just for clickbait. Those are threats. Those are threats from abusers who are afraid of being exposed for what they've done. Threats. Remember what happened to Harry's mother. Remember. Car crash interview. I'm sure that some of you have seen that. I'm sure of it. Some of you have seen that. I'm sure of it. Some of you have already seen that. My family, that was what Meghan endured and continues to endure. But yet the farm saw it fit to take and strip Harry and Meghan of security, all because they refused to put up with abuse, insults. My family, I cannot wait for the crown. I can't wait for the world to see who Charles truly is. Charles once said to members of parliament, I don't know where he said it, but I think it was around members of parliament, that I am nowhere near how the crown portrays me. You're right, Charles. You are nowhere near how the crown portrays you. You are far, much worse. Much, much worse. I want to hear your opinion about all of this, with how he treats his son, with how he treated his late wife Diana. Charles is way much worse. I want to hear your opinion. Stay tuned to our next video. I love you always and forever. Can't wait for The Crown Season 5. The world will see similarities in how Meghan and Diana are being treated. The war waged by the farm against Harry and Meghan, especially the main target being the women who marry into the institution. I want to hear your opinion. May God bless each and every single one of you. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, Libby, Diana, and Doria, and members of the squad. And stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.